We're here in the Ritz-Carlton in Atlanta, and every time I drive by the Ritz, I always think of a story that is one of probably the most impressionable stories I've ever heard. I'm listening to a podcast, and Horst Schulze, the former CEO and the guy that put the real service in place in the Ritz, is telling a story. And the story is when they opened up the Ritz in Buckhead, Atlanta, they immediately started getting complaints about room service. He picks up the phone and says, hey, room service, fix it. Well, about a month goes by and they're still getting complaints about room service. He goes on his own down to the kitchen and says, hey, what's going on here? And they say, hey, boss, we're doing everything the way we're supposed to. But when we get to the elevator, we have to wait on the elevator. The laundry was cleaned on the second floor. So the elevator would go to the second floor. They prop open the door, load on all the clean linens, close the door, go to the next floor. Prop open the door, clean linens off, dirty linens back on. He then went back to housekeeping, says, why are you doing this? We have to do it that way because we only have 2 sets of sheets. If we had 3 sets, we wouldn't have to. Right? For heaven's sakes, do you only have 2 sets of sheets? And they say, well, boss, when we opened up, you told us to get rid of the 3rd set, save money. The bottom line here is room service was poor because they only had 2 sets of sheets. And how that applies in the business world, when we solve a problem, we have a little way of doing that. It's called IDS, identify, discuss, and solve. Well, most of the time people just start discussing, and what they're discussing is a symptom and not the root cause. And so we need to spend most of our time identifying what is the root cause, or otherwise we get to what? Solve the same issue later on because we didn't solve the root.